Bill Cates here. So your introduction process is stalled, huh? Let's get you back on the road as quickly as possible. You have a client. They said they're willing to introduce you to a friend, a family member, a colleague, somebody, right? They said they're going to reach out to that person, and it hasn't happened. You're not sure if it's happened, and what do you do with that? How do you go back to them? You don't want to push them too hard. I get that. You don't want to look needy. I get that. So what do you do? Well, first of all, some preventative measures. First thing you want to do is make sure that whenever you do talk about introductions, that you create a time frame. You get a sense of expectations of when they're going to shoot that email over to their friend and that they'll CC you, or when they're going to have a chance to talk to their friend so you can follow up appropriately at the right time frame. So that's the one thing you want to make sure you do is you set that up. Also, you want to make sure you talk to them about, what they're going to say to their friend, how their friend or colleague might react. It helps them get a little more clear and gives them a little more courage in making that introduction in the first place. But let's say you did that and you still don't know, or maybe you didn't do it. What do you do from there? Well, you want to certainly reach back out to your client and you say something like this. George, you mentioned you were willing to recommend me to your old partner, Bert, and I didn't see an email come through. I hope I didn't miss it. I was just wondering if we could revisit that and see what we need to do to make that happen. Would you be okay with that? And it's really as simple as that. You don't put it on yourself a little bit. Maybe I missed something. I'm sorry. I want to just make sure. Now, if you wait a long time, if like too much time has gone by, which isn't a good idea, by the way, but if it happens, you say, when we talked 6 months ago, you mentioned that you were going to introduce me to your friend Laura. I certainly appreciate that. I wonder if we could revisit that a little bit, see if we can make that happen. What do you think you need to say to her to get her willing to take my call and at least pique her interest in hearing from me? So don't be afraid. Don't be reticent to reach back. You have a client who said, or even a prospect who said they'd be willing to introduce you to someone. It stalled a little, fine. It happens. Now, one more thing you can check in and just say, I know that you said you were going to introduce me to your colleague, and I'm just wondering if you've had second thoughts. Maybe you, for whatever reason, you've decided you don't want to do that. Because the last thing I want to do is ask you to do something doesn't feel comfortable. And one of two things will happen. Either they'll say, no, I really mean to do it. I'm sorry, let's do it now. And then you can fall back to maybe an email introduction and get it done quickly. Or they may say, yeah, as a matter of fact, I am having second thoughts, and can we talk about it a little bit? And you say, sure, tell me more about that. How do you think he'll react to this? What do you think you need to say? How would you like to introduce me to him in a way that does feel comfortable for you? And then you revisit it. Look, will some of these fall by the wayside? Will they get stuck in a ditch by the road? Yeah, it happens. But in most cases, you can get them going. So Bill Cates leaving you with the question, who are you going to get introduced to today? Thanks for watching.